EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present opening round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Been some good golf early on. Let's get you caught up as we go out to the 7th. Has not been a stellar performance to this point, but Frank, not too bad.
No, when you consider 4-round events, Rich, you're going to have a period where there's a little lull. As long as you can minimize the damage over the course of 4 days, it turns out all right.
Look, everybody wants to post a good low number, but a good score at Wolf Creek is really relative because this is a true desert canyon golf course. It is rated as the 3rd hardest golf course in America by the United States Golf Association.
Yeah, that's the slope rating that you're referring to. It has a slope rating of 154, which sort of measures in all the undulations. So needless to say, you don't get too many flat putts or actually, relatively flat shots either here at Wolf Creek. But the thing about it, the golf course isn't overly long and it sort of fits in with the terrain. How could you come to the des changes in elevation and expect to play flat golf?
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Now over the putt. Another birdie. Frank, the par 3/8 really is Wolf Creek in a nutshell. It's hard and it's really pretty.
It is, and it's really long too. Just under 250 yards off that back tee. Slight bit of elevation, but you can see from the tee, obviously, where you don't want to go and where you do go. If you're a little, tender of heart, then aim for the right side and avoid all that water down the left.
I like the looks of this one. Birdie try up next. There's to see. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
Stay 1 under with that par. Set to round out the front side here at Wolf Creek with a par 4.
Fun hole for the big hitter too. They can really take advantage of this. The last fairway bunker down there on the right side is just over 300 yards to get over. And longer hitters could nearly drive it in the ground. It's gone for a little extra.
Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
And he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Gonna need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Now the start of the back nine here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada, or as I like to call it, mind blower. Frank, everywhere you look, it's just a mind blower. I mean, this one is hard to believe.
Well, this is wider than what it looks off the tee because, you know, that sort of desert ridge on the right side there, that blocks part of the fairway. So if you can imagine that fairway opens up a bit, then you'll be fine. Good tee shot down here, especially with that elevation there. That sort of shortened the hole up a little bit. 270 yards gets you past all those bunkers on the left side. They'll take those out of play. And once again, a little bit uphill, and you can see that green shapes a little bit to the right. So make sure you're aware of where that flag is.
Good chance at one. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
In a very aggressive mode with that birdie now in sixth place.
We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole.
You're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself that. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable. There's a big green. Use it. Second shot.
A nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Club, second ring in. We're here club in alongside Navalo, set to all of the for the EA Sports Spring Invitational, and Frank Beck from Wolf Creek.
Layout, Rich. You can see that from above. Straight driving is imperative out there today. You actually don't have to hit the ball a long way. The elevation on those tees is going to give you that extra distance on almost every shot. You can even take drive around the play on some of the holes. But really it's about being in the right position first on those tee shots that you're going to hit today.
That is just a beautiful shot. Frankie could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach too. And Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just playing excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament. Now to the 13th hole, and, oh, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill, but if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it?
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
So you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. So a long putt there, and read it quite right. Settles in over the putt. And he makes it for par. Frank, describe the layout here at the 14th hole. It's 444 yards, and what a beautiful hole.
It is, and it's a beautiful view. You see everything from the top of that tee there. It keeps bending to the left. There's enough bunkers down the left there to actually take your eye. That's why you got to fixate on something in the distance that's a much better line than worrying about that wall of sand down the left side.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
I'm thinking this is about 110 yards, Frank.
Safely on deck.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. Really. This is an awkward length.
Oh, I thought he had that. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't.
Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. Now to the par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, this is the shortest hole on the course.
And their version of a postage stamp type hole, minus the bunkers on the right side. Green elevated, falls off as you can see down the left side. Club selection is vital. But it is such a short hole. It's very, very tempting, especially when that flag's on the left side, to still go at it. But you miss this green on the left, and you are going to be considerably lower than the level of this green.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 under par for the tournament. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present 3rd round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Beginning the back 9 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th hole.
Got to be careful here, Rich. That desert ridge on that right side sort of makes that fairway look smaller than exactly what it is. This fairway is about the same width as all the others, so just convince yourself that. Good drive down here is going to give you a second shot, a little bit uphill, into a green that sort of slopes away on about a 45-degree angle.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday, made a bogey. With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. Frank, another really rugged hole. This is the par 3 11th here at Wolf Creek.
Rich, remember that book, Dead Solid Perfect? This is what this hole's all about, because you must hit that tee shot solid. You've got to carry all the trouble in front of you. And remind yourself, too, there's enough green grass down there. Not necessarily green, but green grass around there. A good shot safely on the putting surface here, and this green's not too severe. But this is a fun par 3 just to look at, or even at least experience.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey on the previous round. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Par 5 12th, and Frank, another reminder that Wolf Creek can really be intimidating.
It can. Water down the left. They'll take a huge dent off your scorecard. A lot of fairway down the right. Somehow find that. This par 5 can be reachable, and 2. There's still trouble to the right of this green if you get a little bit cavalier. This, without doubt, the longest green on the golf course. It's 55 yards from front to back.
Second shot, good look at the green. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Wow, Frank, I did not expect that. Eagle. '13th hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what? I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, well, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. So the Eagle goes begging. He still has this for birdie. And he's putting for birdie now. pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present final round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Now the start of the back nine here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada, or as I like to call it, Mind Blower Golf Club. Frank, everywhere you look, it's just a mind blower. I mean, this one is hard to believe.
Well, this one's also a hard hole, 472 yards off the back tee. The fairway is a little wider than what it looks off the tee because that sort of desert ridge on the right side there, that blocks part of the fairway. So if you can imagine that fairway opens up a bit, then you'll be fine. A good tee shot down here, especially with that elevation there. That sort of shorten the hole up a little bit. 270 yards gets you past all those bunkers on the left side. They'll take those out of play. And once again, a little bit uphill, and you see the green, it shapes a little bit to the right. So make sure you're aware of where that flag is. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. In for birdie. We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. These putts keep the round together. Makes it right in the center. From a par 3 to a par 5 here at the 12th. It measures 560 yards, a sweeping dogleg left, and there is some trouble down that left side.
This is a scary tee shot. There's no two ways about it, Rich. You've got to get... Well, when he goes after, he is here.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
He'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Frank, the par 5 12th is another case of a hole where you see that Wolf Creek Golf Club can actually be kind of scary, daunting. You look out at the desert mountains, and then you add in some water, which we have here on the left, and you can go for some big numbers here if you're not careful.
Well, this is where the Wolf and the Creek can take a bite out of you. You hit it left off the tee, then you're certainly going to start to rack up a number. There's enough fairway down the right, but once again, if you hit a good drive and this hole is reachable for you, then you've got to worry about the water, which is to the right of this green. 5 wouldn't be the worst score you could make around here, that's for sure. I've seen 6s and 7s.
What a display of power and precision off the tee. On the green here on the par 4 in 1.
Oh, now that is going to hurt.
Settles in over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the 14th hole, and Frank, this is probably the best par 4 here at Wolf Creek.
Well, it's certainly the hole that they take the most photographs on, Rich, and you can see why. Great vantage point of the whole golf course. The hole's just sort of littered with bunkers down the left side, so you know where not to go once again. Go to the right side of that. Hole just keeps sort of hooking around that left side. It plays under 450 yards. It's fun. Just sort of draw it a little off the tee, draw it a little into the green, and you'll be fine.
Okay, partner, what's the right play into the green here at 14?
This one, Rich, you'd actually like to go green backwards, because if you look at the green first, it's got 3 distinct levels. It's the low point at the back there, and then there's a high point in the middle, and then obviously the front of the green. So you've got to know exactly where that second shot's going to land. Plus, chances are you're going to be playing that second shot with the ball slightly above the feet. Therefore, the tendency for a right-hander is that ball to be coming in with a draw. So be very cognizant of that.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. A sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole to date.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Here at the 5th, a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. They'll take it. That's a par. Now to the 16th hole as we get set for the finishing stretch. And Frank, what's the best way to play this relatively short par 4?
somehow you've got to straighten the hole up in your mind's eye, Rich. Just look all the way across that canyon and look like the hole was built straight, because really that's the way it should be played. If you start looking left and turning it into a dog leg, then all of a sudden bad things can happen. So look straight at the green. That's your line. Just try and bisect those 2 fairway bunkers. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Happiness is a long walk after that one.
All right, Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 16?
Well, a good tee shot that sort of split those 2 fairway bunkers should leave you a relatively, what looks like a straightforward short iron shot in. Distance control paramount once again here at 16, because this green has a lot of subtle undulations in it.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today. Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5, 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream runs across the fairway, so really limiting the distance you can hit that tee shot, but it's still reachable from just short of that creek. Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter, but a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Big swing right there. A great result. And now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an eagle coming up. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, I thought he made that. He was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank. So a tester from 4 feet. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Now the closing hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, what's ahead of us?
You could try and drive at this green, but there's too much trouble, really, Rich. Even though this hole's just over 300 yards, it's very ambitious to try and drive it across that water. Some might try. Most people try and hit a tee shot 240, 250 yard mark, and of course, you do the maths, you're only going to have 60 or 70 yards in, and well, they want you to finish on a good note. So good drive in the fairway here, or 3-wood, pitch it on the green, make a 3, and buy your friends a drink in the car.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in 1. Continues to putt beautifully. What a great tournament finish. This one is in the books, and look who finished on top of the leaderboard.
Rich, this has to go down as a classic. Our champion was simply on fire, and I'm looking forward now to see how next week pans out.